Hello, welcome to the channel. This is the Checho Lopez Comics channel. I'm Martin Ramirez, the creator of the Checho Lopez Comics character. Between 1988 and 1991, I worked at a brave and now legendary independent comics magazine called Trauco in Chile during the final 3 years of the repressive military dictatorship of General Augusto Pinochet. A 17-year-long authoritarian regime that killed more than 3,000 people to stay in power and implemented shock neoliberal economic policies that resulted in widespread unemployment and poverty, while only 1% of the population appropriated 60% of the country's wealth. The dictatorship started in 1973 and ended in 1990. The first monthly story of Checho Lopez was published in March 1988, that is, 2 years before the end of the regime and the country's return to democracy via a referendum. I was an advertising student, and although one could gradually feel a certain openness in the air, one still had to be very careful when speaking out about social issues. One had to use metaphors and other subtleties to make a critic and not become the target of repression. Despite that, I decided to create a social satire saga called Checho Lopez, whose monthly stories touched on the country's latest news, but without proclaiming an endorsement to any one political group, avoiding in that way becoming a predictable propagandistic pamphlet. In the hilarious misadventures of Checho Lopez, he's an unemployed lower middle-class man in free fall. With his house confiscated, he spends the nights on the benches of the Forestal Park in downtown Santiago. He is separated from his wife due to lack of communication and financial problems, lives a toxic romance with a stripper and prostitute, and his only friend is a sleazy social climber. As an urban anti-hero, he takes us to see life and the social processes of his time, or any time, which is exactly the 3 final years of a gruesome fascist military regime, through his eyes of ignorant sage who doesn't lose his humor in the face of fatalism and never ever gives up. His brutal ingenuity and frequent state of intemperance, together with the abuse of certain substances and other transgressions, are his particular and at times heroic way of surviving all that life and society throw at him. That is how he strongly touched the hearts of readers and became endearing. Even though I had never seriously made a comic before, my series evolved graphically and grew narratively with each story, and well earned its pages during the whole 3 years the magazine achieved to resist. What I was interested in doing was giving a voice to the human aspect and not the ideological one of the hard times we were living. The result was 25 stories published in 36 months that as a whole and chronologically can be read as chapters of a single graphic novel. Checho Lopez was an indispensable presence in 30 of the 36 issues of the Trauco Comics magazine. Then the magazine shut down, and Checho Lopez was lost, but not forgotten, for 30 years. Until the rescue, compilation, and restoration of his complete stories in paperback and electronic versions. Why publish this book? Perhaps to prove that he's not dead, that they didn't kill him. He's just somewhere out there shouldering and dodging life, like so many others, like you, like me. Welcome to the world of Checho Lopez. As I say in the video, I created this character more than 30 years ago for this insane underground comics magazine called Trauco. However, the magazine just lasted 3 years. After that, it shut down and my character disappeared. But the followers of the misadventures of Checho Lopez kept him alive, and they keep him alive until today by simply remembering him constantly. So I thought it's only fair if I put together all the stories of Checho Lopez again and publish them today. And that's what I did. I put together this compilation book with all 25 stories of Checho Lopez. The title is Checho Lopez, The Complete Stories 1988-1991. It has the same size of the original comic magazine it was published in, 200 pages, black and white interior, with an introduction before each story to give a context to the situation. It also has a foreword giving details about the creative process of making this comic and also the experience of working for such incredible comics magazine like Trauco Comics used to be back then. If you're interested in the book, please check the description of this video. You can find there the link to the Amazon shop where you can check out the book in paperback and also ebook formats. If you want to know more about Checho Lopez, please go to their website, checholopez.com, with all information about the character and his time. If you want to support my work, please go to my Patreon and find a way to support what I'm doing. So that's it for today. Thank you very much.